Yeah, I want to go over something I'm doing here to actually clean up these old light sockets. Just replace them too, that's another thing. But you notice you have, this is the positive side and the black side is the ground. The first thing you want to do is just see if, well, you know, it could just be a stupid ground or something, and stupid ground. But you could take a probe, stick it in here, and check it, and you can see the meter went down to 0. Well, the ground, actually I cleaned these up. They were very, very corroded. They were obviously corroded, and I was trying to clean them with a little bit of emery paper on the end of this and pushing it inside inside the socket itself, inside the socket, and it didn't really clean it up. It still wasn't I still wasn't getting any volts or anything. So like I would check the other side too. I'd put this on volts, and when you turn the ignition on, you would check that side to ground and see if you got volts, because it could just be one side of the wire that's screwed up. Sometimes it's just the ground, but it was the socket, even though I cleaned it and cleaned it and cleaned it. So what I did was I took vinegar, 50% solution, and I kind of stuck it in this thing for a while. Then I cleaned it up with that emery board again, and now it's working. You know, that might come in handy because sometimes you might be able to go to the carport store and get the socket. You know, the other thing is I don't like well, this thing was laying in here. I don't like changing the socket because then you got to splice it. I don't like splicing any wires, to tell you the truth. It's another thing. Get it down in there, let it sit. It's cleaned up. The light actually works now. But after, you know, you can also use electronic cleaner, but you know, if it's really corroded, that crap isn't going to do anything. You really want this vinegar and some sandpaper, and the vinegar will safely take away all the corrosion. Now after it's done, you want to take a little light lubricant and go over here to the running out of tool sheds here. You want to take this stuff, which is dielectric grease, and put some of that in there, and that'll seal it up so it won't rot out anymore, because the vinegar should actually clean it up to perfectly shiny metal again. And these light sockets are like, I mean, you really can't get in there with it. I mean, maybe I was almost thinking about taking a little sandblaster and hit it in there real quick, but that ain't gonna work. The vinegar did a job, and it works now, so I'll show you how it works. It does work. It didn't work before. And I'm going to be cleaning up this rust. Actually, right now I'm going to put something behind here so don't rust out even anymore. And you can see the bulb works now. This thing was extremely corroded, and I was going over it with that emery, and it did not work until I used the vinegar and the emery. So, you know, if you got a bulb that's, you know, it's got the sockets all crazy or something like that's a kind of a simple one, but that's a good tip, because it gets the vinegar gets in every place. Just let it soak. It'll get down in these contacts and everything, so it works. And by the way, this morning, after the truck bed lining and the primer and all that crap thoroughly dried, I went underneath here with the silver paint spray can, but it's Rust-Oleum Professional, so like I could see if anything's going on in here with rust. This thing is pretty much a rust-free car, except for like the bottoms of the doors and the back of the quarter panels. It doesn't really have frame rust or anything like that, so it's not too bad. This is the worst side actually, so I'll be getting to this pretty soon. I'm actually going to put something behind here right now, because this is actually where the water gets down on here, because it's under this kind of part of it sticks out in the rain. But I'm going to take care of that so it doesn't get any worse. But I might not even, well, that's a separate video, but I hate rust. But all the lights work on here perfect, so You know, changing some garbage out last night, make sure everything works.